Initially, the Confederate Army seemed to be the stronger force and were able to force the Union troops up Cemetery Ridge. With Culp's Hill on one side and Round Top on the other, Meade decided that this was not a bad position to fight from, and so he kept his troops there. On the second day of fighting, the Confederacy gained a foothold on Culp's Hill and was able to push Meade's army back further, however could not overtake Round Top. Arguably, one of the most important attacks was known as Pickett's Charge. Led by Major General George Pickett of Virginia, 13,000 men charged across the valley between the two armies directly at the Union on Cemetery Ridge, and some even penetrated the Union lines. But after 3 days of fighting, the Confederate troops were being worn down and they eventually fell to the Union. The Battle of Gettysburg stopped the Confederate invasion of the North and forced General Robert E. Lee to withdraw to Virginia. The Battle of Gettysburg involved the largest number of casualties in the Civil War. Every large building in Gettysburg, even the churches, were used as hospitals. There were few doctors, nurses, or medical supplies. Limbs were amputated without the use of anesthetics. And just before the conflict started, Confederate General Robert E. Lee had a heart attack, which was a reason given for the notoriously costly Pickett's Charge. Pickett's Charge ended with Robert E. Lee surrendering to the Union Army. It was a Union victory. However, the number of losses on both sides was truly horrific. The number of casualties in the Battle of Gettysburg alone were more than that of the entire Civil War. Although it did not involve the largest number of troops, the battle had the highest casualties of any battle of the Civil War. The Battle of Gettysburg is considered a turning point, because up until then, Lee might have been able to win the war with a stunning victory that forced the North to concede defeat. However, afterwards, the best he could hope for was to make the North's victory so costly they would give up in exhaustion. For the rest of the war, Lee was on the strategic defensive. Forced into the war of attrition, he feared and eventually cornered in an unwinnable siege around Richmond.